Idaho Matters is brought to you in part by St. Luke's Pharmacy, now offering free home delivery. For daily medications or one-time prescriptions, home delivery is easy to set up. It's convenient and safe. St. Luke's Pharmacy, now delivering to your doorstep. Information on how to get started at stlukesonline.org.
Family, work, school, you've got a lot going on. I'm Aisha Roscoe from NPR. We know you're busy, so we've made staying informed easy. The Boise State Public Radio mobile app is a hassle-free way to keep up with the latest news and stories. Whether you're cooking dinner, folding laundry, or just tackling your daily to-do list, staying in the know has never been so simple. Download the free Boise State Public Radio app today, so even when you're busy, you'll never miss a beat. And join me for Weekend Edition every Sunday morning from 6 to 10 on Boise State Public Radio News.
More Idaho Matters now from the studios of Boise State Public Radio News. I'm Gemma Gaudette. Well, here in Boise, you do not have to go far to catch a big Broadway show. And the Morrison Center just gave local theater fans a lot to be excited about. The center has announced its 2026-27 Broadway in Boise season with a lineup that includes everything from Anne Juliet, Beauty and the Beast, to Mrs. Doubtfire, to The Great Gatsby, just to name a few. So what goes into building a season like this, and what can audiences look forward to? Joining us now is Laura Kendall, Executive Director of the Morrison Center. Laura, nice to have you back on the show.
Oh, thanks, Gemma. It's great to be here with you. Yeah, we've got Broadway. Let's talk Broadway. I'm so excited.
Let's do that. There is a really nice mix here. I mean, you've got some classic titles that people will know well, and then some newer productions that are really creating some buzz. So talk to us about that balance of doing this. Did you really kind of want that, that old and new for next season?
You're exactly right. We really look to see what we can bring to Boise that are both classics, the titles that people know and love, and they're excited to see again, that may not have been touring for a while. And then we're really excited because of the strength of our subscriber base and the folks who love Broadway here in Boise and the Treasure Valley. We're able to bring in titles that are still on Broadway. So you don't even have to fly to New York City to see what's the hot title that's on Broadway. So we've got Anne Juliet launching our season, still playing on Broadway, just an absolutely delightful, fun, contemporary show. So it's based on Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, but there's a twist. And it looks at it from what life would be like if Juliet made a different choice and decided to live. What would her life be like? And it's got a great pop music score with everything from the 90s that you'll remember. So we are thrilled to launch our season with Anne Juliet.
Okay, then you have
Beauty and the Beast. More.
So you've got Beauty and the Beast. You even and The Sound of Music. These are really, beloved musicals that span generations now. Talk to us about these kinds of shows, because they really tend to bring in families, but you even get some like first-time theater goers.
Absolutely. Yes. Since we've expanded to a full week of Broadway shows, so we run shows from Tuesday through Sunday, we're able to allow so many more people to get into the theater and get a chance to see some of the shows. And you're right. I know Sound of Music. I love Sound of Music, but there's a whole new generation that may have not seen it or have only seen the movie. And to get a chance to see it on stage is pretty amazing. And of course, all of those songs are just, they're just beloved and we'll want to sing along. And then, of course, Beauty and the Beast. It hasn't been touring for a while, but it's got this beautiful kind of glow up. They've kind of re-engineered some of the costumes to make them even better, the set to make it even better, but it's the same Disney music that you know and love. So, and that's that really beautiful story. So I'm so excited to have new generations in the hall having these great experiences with their families or friends or whoever they're bringing along. I mean, I don't know. I might bring a bunch of my girlfriends to Beauty and the Beast too. I remember it from the 90s. I loved it.
Okay, so then you have The Great Gatsby. I can't really wrap my head around this being a musical.
Right. It is, I saw it on Broadway with the original
Hmm.
cast. It's still playing. It's got, some additional wonderful people that they have on stage, but the depth of this show, if you've read the book, like the complicated story, the depth of the
Hmm.
show really does lend itself to a beautiful musical score that I think audiences are just going to fall in love with when they hear it. Not only that, you talk about when you see Broadway, you really want to see something spectacular on stage. And this does not disappoint with the costumes, the lighting design, the set design. It wows you. And it's such a timeless story. It's a story we know. It's been turned into many movies, and many of us have read the book. But again, I think it's still something that is treasured, and they do a beautiful job putting it to music and making it this epic musical. It's really something special.
So, talk to us also about Mrs. Doubtfire. I mean, so many of us remember this incredible movie with Robin Williams.
Yeah, well, so one of the things we do, Gemma, is we listen to our audiences and we send them a survey and we're like, what would you like to see? Here's a bunch of different
Hmm.
shows. And this is a title that always rises to the top. So we know Boise's crazy about the movie and crazy about the show, and they want to see it turn into a musical. And it's hilarious and warm and fun, and your favorite Scottish nanny is on stage, and it's just everything you hope it will be from the movie. It takes all of, our dear Robin Williams, who's so iconic, and really does fold in the essence of his portrayal into this great stage show. And not only that, there's some really cool technical elements where there's costume changes that are happening under, 60 seconds, as, you're going
Mm.
from Mrs. Doubtfire, back to, the dad, back to, so there's some real fun surprises, I think, for the audience to have.
Okay, we have to talk next, Laura, about the Neil Diamond musical, A Beautiful
Yeah.
Noise.
Yes.
My understanding
Yeah. I
is
mean,
that
yeah.
right, this was created in collaboration with Neil Diamond, correct?
Correct. Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yes, he had a hand from beginning to end with this musical. It's all the hits. But I think what was really special is he really kind of was an open book. And, you may not know, but he had a lot of mental health issues. He was working through a lot of things, the ups and downs of the music industry and his own career. And he puts that all on stage. And I think you really get an insider look at who he was and who he is, and how he made the music that he made and how it sort of reflected parts of his life. So it's just a journey that you get to spend with this incredible, iconic musician and songwriter. And of course,
Well,
there's lots of great tunes that we
well, I
know
was
and
going to say
love. So, we're, yeah.
I was going to say I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of like singing along in the audience when this one is playing.
You would probably be right, and I think they build that into the show, knowing that we can't stop singing the "Bop Bop Ba" of Sweet Caroline.
Right.
We encourage it.
So So, Laura, for folks who maybe haven't been to a Broadway and Boise show before, what do you think they'd be surprised by when they experience a touring production at the Morrison Center?
What we hear all the time from our subscribers is, and many of them have come from other big cities, have been to New York, have seen a lot of the shows, but what they always tell us is the quality of the shows that are on tour are such high quality. They're what you would see in a big city. And so there's really high quality, excellent theater coming to Boise. And I think that surprises people because of the size of Boise. But I'll tell you, Boise's on the map, as we know.
Hmm.
And these touring productions are excited to come to Idaho, and they're excited to come to Boise. They love it here. They're treated so well here. And so it's such an easy sell for us to get some of these incredible shows to make that turn, right, from Salt Lake, come up to Boise, and then keep going to either Portland or Seattle. So that's how it works. And we're just so thrilled to be able to do that. And so I think that might be something that surprises people, but also just the quality of our hall. The Morrison Center has been around for 40
Hmm.
some years, But the way that the sound is and the seating is in that theater, there's not a bad seat and there's incredible sound. So you're going to have a great experience when you come to the hall and you come to the Morrison Center. It's everything. Hopefully, we exceed your expectations if you come and try us out. And it's really easy to do that. For $250, you get to see 6 Broadway shows, touring Broadway shows, which is a great deal. So our subscribers or new subscribers can start to pick up those packages on May 13th. So right around the corner.
Well, Laura, I want to thank you so much for taking time to talk to us about this. What an exciting season coming up. We've been speaking with Laura Kendall, Executive Director of the Morrison Center, talking about the upcoming Broadway in Boise series for 2026-27. And as Laura said, tickets will go on sale beginning next week. You've been listening to the Idaho Matters podcast from Boise State Public Radio. To stay in touch, you can find quick Idaho Daily News every morning when you subscribe to the Connector podcast. And text this podcast to a friend. It's how podcasts grow. Hi, Idaho Matters podcast listeners. If you're on your smartphone right now, or if you have it nearby, I wanted to pop in to tell you about something to check out. Boise State Public Radio is now on Nextdoor. Here's what that means. Trusted local news, thoughtful reporting, and stories from across Idaho right along your neighborhood updates. If you already have the Nextdoor app, you're halfway there. Just search Boise State Public Radio and hit follow.